Hello everybody and welcome to the new video tutorial on SEO. In this video we are going to talk about how to reduce the file size, especially the files which are images or photos. As we mentioned before, photos and images have a very important role in attracting the users to the website. Therefore, they have direct effect on SEO and optimizing the website. And also using the image with small size in one article can lead to a better understanding and comprehending by the users who are reading that article or post. The SEO of the images are so important that Google has set up some robots in order to analyze them for a ranking and rating. Now we have to optimize the images size in order to make the loading of our website faster, to satisfy the users, and also to improve the SEO of the website. The first step for optimizing the images is to choose the right application or software in order to optimize the images. Certainly, Photoshop is the best application or software for reducing the size of our images. When you come to the file, you can choose export and then save for the web. In this way, you can reduce the size of the image with the lowest reduction of the quality. If for any reason you're not able to use Photoshop, there are some online tools in order to compress and reduce the size of your file. These are some of the URL of the websites that can reduce your image with a lowest reduction of the quality, and they can help you. The website PIXLR or pixlr.com has already developed an Android application for the smartphones by which you can use the tools on your cell phones as well. In addition, there is a kind of way to reduce the size of your image. That is to remove EXIF data. Every photo which was taken by a camera or even cell phone has a lot of data and information which are for the image, and they are saved along with the photo, such as the date of photo, the time of it, and the setting of the camera, as well as the geographical location or the GPS data. For doing this, to remove EXIF data, you can use the tools Image Optim or JPEG Mini. And also there is another way, which is to click on the image, of course the right click on the image, then go to the properties and then the detail. Then you can choose any EXIF data and delete that. Let me show you that. Like this image, right click on it, then go to the properties, the detail tab. All the lines you can see here are the EXIF data. And for example, for this photo, these fields have been filled. And here you can click on remove properties and personal information. You can delete and remove these data. Here, there are two options. One of them is to create a copy with all possible properties removed. It means that this one is going to keep a copy of the file with all the EXIF details and information on it. And after that, it is going to remove the main file. And the option remove the following properties from this file. Here with this on the original photo, you can choose from this list which property you want to remove. You can select R or you can choose any of them. So with this action, the size of my image can be reduced. So by uploading it on the website, loading speed of the website, and consequently the SEO would improve. Thank you for watching this video and I hope you liked it. Good luck. Hello everybody and welcome to the new video tutorial on SEO. In this video we're supposed to talk about how to create the sitemap for the image. Actually, sitemap is a simple way in order to organize the images of a website, to identify the URLs simpler, and to recognize the information for the search engines easier. For giving the information about your website to the search engines in your website, you need to add images, specific tags to a sitemap. You can also use a separate sitemap for the images of yours, or you can add the information about your images to one sitemap file. Doing this, besides all the benefits it has for the SEO of your website, can result in you're having a simple list from all the pages of yours. Using this website, you can enter and add the URL of your website, and you can get the images sitemap. And like the other sitemaps, you can add it to the website of yours, and then you can sign it up and the Google Webmaster. In case you want to know more about sitemap and how to make it, you can go and watch the videos we made about sitemaps. Thank you for watching this video and I hope you enjoyed it, and good luck. Hello everybody and welcome to the new video tutorial on SEO. Using the brand name as the watermark of SEO has both inside and offsite SEO usage. When you use watermark of the business name or the trade name, it is going to lead to knowing of more users about the brand name of your business or trade, and it can attract more users to your website. In addition, if a website tries to use the image of your website on their own websites, for sure, it is going to be a kind of advertisement for your business or trade, and the other users from the other websites are gonna be drawn into your website as well. This is one of the samples of watermark. If you're using WordPress, you can use the plugin, the add new. You can have the plugin of image watermark in the search bar. If you type it, you can search for it, and after searching, this is the plugin, image watermark, you can install, and after installing, you need to activate it. After doing these two parts, you can come to the dashboard setting. You can see the option watermark, which appears on the list. Okay, let's go and see what it has. Here in the general setting, I can adjust some configuration about the setting of my watermark. The first part I'm going to talk about is automatic watermark. By enabling watermark for uploaded images, if I check this part, automatically all images and photos you upload on your website are gonna be given the watermark. But the next one, which is manual watermarking, here if you check that, you're going to enable the watermark option for the media library of the WordPress and selected images. So by checking this, you're going to activate. Therefore, a new title is going to be added to the items, whether to put or not to put the watermark on the images. In this part, you're going to enable the watermark for different sizes and types of the images from the WordPress. Suppose that you're not going to have the watermark on the thumbnail images. Here, by unchecking that, you can remove that from the list of different sizes of images from the library images of yours in the WordPress. Okay, let me talk about deactivation item here. By deactivating, as it says, you can deactivate this plugin and it is gonna be deleted. And not also is the plugin be deleted, but also all the database setting of this plugin that you have set before are gonna be removed, and you're not going to see any signs from different tables of WordPress on the other parts as well. Okay. The other interesting part is watermark alignment. Here, by selecting on any square with a circle, when you check that, you can choose the part that you want your watermark to be shown on the picture. Here, by selecting the middle, I'm mentioning that the watermark of my trade or business or logo should be given to the middle of the image or photo. But if you don't want the alignment to be done automatically according to the squares I mentioned, you can choose the watermark offset. Here, the width and the length can be given according to the pixels or percentages with which you can select the proper part of the image or the photo to be given the watermark. Here you see watermark offsets. For the X and Y, you select the width and length. The next part, watermark image. This is the part you can browse and select the image you want for the watermark. But sometimes you need to choose the size of the watermark. Here you've got three options: original, custom, and scaled. You can select any of them according to the taste of yours and of course the watermark you have defined before. And if you choose custom in a watermark custom size, you can give the pixels to the width and the length in order to mention the dimensions of the watermark of yours. But in case you want to select scale and you want it to be all over the image or photo, you can give the range between 0 to 100 to give the scale size to the image it is going to be applied for. Sometimes you want your watermark to be faded or to be bold. Watermark transparency and opacity mentions that. You can choose between 0 to 100 to give it the opacity, or you can actually change how transparent it can be on the image. And image quality is the output image quality. Image format can be selected from here. And image protection, you can do some protection activities on it. One of them is to disable the right click on the image. By enabling it, the users cannot right click on the image in order to do the activities that by right click you can see in the list of it. The other part is to prevent dragging and dropping. By checking it, the users cannot drag the image to the other windows or other places. In case you selected these two above items, I mean right click and drag and drop ones, if you do not check logged in users, it means that you give the permission to the users who have logged in the website to do the right click and drag and drop. By checking this one, even the logged in users cannot have the access to have right click and dragging and dropping on the images. And here in the section image backup, we've got two options: backup full size image. By checking it, you can have a complete backup of the full size image. Sometimes it is possible not to have the access to the plugin. In this case, you have an access to the backup to check and see what photos have been uploaded on your website. This part finally is the backup image quality. Again, between 0 to 100, you can adjust the percentage of the quality which you are going to back up. It is really better to use this plugin to optimize the images of yours, therefore to improve the SEO of your website. Thank you for watching this video as well, and I hope you enjoyed it. Good luck. Hello everybody, and welcome to the video tutorial on SEO. In this video, we're supposed to talk about how important the speed of the page is and how we can boost the speed of website or the page. A website with a sufficient speed can provide the users with a very good UX, or actually the user experience. But in case the speed of the page or the load time is not that sufficient and it is so slow, it is for sure possible that a lot of users are going to leave your page before it is being loaded. And this way, the bounce rate increases. According to the studies, 47% of the users expect a website to be loaded in less than 2 seconds. Therefore, if loading time takes like 3 seconds, for sure 40% of the users are going to leave that page. If the load time and the speed of your page is in a very good condition, for sure the rate of your website and search engines would increase. This is because Google pays more attention to the websites with higher speed, and for giving the rate and rank, Google prefers those websites. Along with the speed, UX is the other important reasons of rating and ranking by the Google, for which Google pays more attention as well. Consequently, if you increase the speed of your website as well as actually improving the UX of your website, you can get a very good SEO. The first step in order to boost the speed of your website is using the site speed test tools. These tools are there in order to analyze the speed of your website, and of course, they can give you a list of the problems and the parts in which you need to look for more in order to reform some parts to get a better speed. Besides, it has a list of advices and suggestions in order to remove the problems. Here, you can see some of the samples of these tools, which are like getting started with GT metrics, Pingdom, web page test, and test my site, and finally page speed insights. You can Google them and visit the page of the websites. There you can enter the URL of your website and then analyze and test your websites in terms of speed. The tool Page Speed Insights is a free tool in order to test the speed of your website, which is presented by Google. Of course, it is so user-friendly that you need only to enter the URL of your website. And then this tool is going to analyze the content of that website. And after that, give you some suggestions in order to boost the speed of your website. The other very fruitful tool is Pingdom, that is not only analyzing the speed of your website, but also it is analyzing the function of it, and of course gives the grade. And also it is following the inside of the history of your website. With this, you can see and observe the changes through the history of your website and how effective each of them was or was not. The other tools like Web Page Test and Test My Site are very user-friendly, and of course they can provide you with good information, as well as Pingdom and Page Speed Insights. They have the same results like them. And finally, about GT metrics, we are going to talk about it in details in the next video. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and good luck. Hello everybody, and welcome to the new video tutorial on SEO. In this video, we're going to talk about GT metrics as one of the tools in order to analyze and of course boost the speed of your website. The website GT metrics is using the rules of Google Page Speed Insights to grade and give the rate and rank to the website of yours. The rank it is going to give you is between 0 to 100, or it is from A to F. GT Metrics is one of the best tools in order to analyze the speed of your website. And of course, it is going to give the analysis according to the grade it is mentioning for your website. It also can list a list of suggestions of the things and the reasons of what necessities are there in order to boost and improve actually your website speed, in order for you to reform, correct, and boost your website easier. GT Metrics is also gives you a correct and of course revised file of your website, so that you can, by putting in the right place, boost your speed of the website significantly. Okay, how to start? First of all, in this part in the bar, we need to type the address of our website. Then we let the GT metrics to analyze the speed of our URL or website. Okay, GT Metrics has done the analysis. In this part, we can observe the name of the URL or the address of the website, and of course the date of analysis, and of course you can see the place and location of the server, as well as even the explorer with which your website has been analyzed, as well as the rank of the website. And in this part, we are seeing the analysis of what important factors for which Google pays more attention in order to have a better performance. As you see, the page speed score of our website is 84%, and the grade is given as B. And if it is more than 90%, the grade is A. But between 60 to 80%, B is. And remember that the average for speed of pages is 70%. And why slow score? GTmetrix analyzes the factors which are important for Yahoo to optimize your website. Why slow actually is the tools and the standards according to what Yahoo has mentioned. And remember that the average YSlow score for the websites are 68%. The rate that has been given to our website by Yahoo search engine is 89%. Maybe the time you're watching this video, this part has been omitted from the website, or if not, maybe in the future, it is going to be deleted from GTmetrix, because the policy of Yahoo has changed as well. The next part is page details. The first one is fully loaded time, which is measured by second. Here for us is 2.8. The average in GTmetrix for the websites is 8.3 seconds. The part total page size is analyzing actually the size of each page, whose average for the websites is 2.56 megabytes. The term request refers to the requests you send to the server in order to upload the different parts of a website, such as the pictures, CSS files, or JavaScripts. And the number for average request is 86 for the websites. Remember that if the number of interactions between the Explorer and the server would be fewer, less pressure is opposed by the server, and also the speed of the website increases. Let's scroll down. Here we have page speed. There we have the information which are gotten according to the analysis of the website and the algorithm of Google, with more details as long as the alarms and warnings. In the why slow, we've got those information according to the standards of Yahoo. In waterfall, we have a graph showing the load time of each part of the page, from which we can collect very fruitful and suitable information about loading of the pages of our website. The part waterfall exists in the other tools like the SEO, which is set up in the Chrome, that can help you optimize your website greatly. Let's go to the other part, timing. This part shows the unload time. Remember that unload is the term we use for the primary load of the page, and the term fully load is the load for the whole and total website. It also shows you the TTFB, which is the time for the first request done that needs a logging in for using this part. In video section, you can prepare a video from the process of analysis of your website while doing all the vivisecture and GTmetrix, for which you need to check that part before starting it. This part needs logging in like timing. The section history, you can see the history of analysis done on the typed URL to get aware of its ups and downs during different short and long terms. Okay, in the page speed, we mentioned that you can see the errors and of course the warnings, which are done by Google as a kind of recommendation and suggestions to us. For example, minify CSS, minify JavaScript, as well as minify HTML. And actually these three items are gonna be analyzed by me right now, and then I will explain the solutions for those parts. Minify actually is the term in SEO, means designing the website and the files with very small sizes. The other target that minifying can progress is to remove those gaps which are empty between the codes. It is also trying to delete unnecessary characters which are extra in the codings of yours in order to optimize and the speeding up of the website of ours. Usually this is used for the files which are sent to the users, the files like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Remember that you can minify the files PHP as well, but don't forget that PHP is a programming language from the side of server, and therefore by minifying them we cannot have any effect on the speed which are done on the Explorer by the users. If you click on Minify HTML, you can see that here down the line, in this part, optimized version, the revised file of your HTML is gonna be given to you, and you can easily download it from here and replace it in your website. And also for Minify CSS, here we've got the optimized version here, and the Minify JavaScript. The last line, you can see the optimized version as well. Here you can download them and replace them on your website. Of course, there is another solution for these three problems. If you're using WordPress, you can go to the panel of your WordPress, and there you can use the plugin Auto Optimize. Let's go and see. Here, this is my WordPress panel. In the search bar, I type Auto Optimize. So here I type it. This is the plugin I was talking about. Here I can install and then activate it. And after installation of this plugin on WordPress, the problems refer to Minify HTML, Minify JavaScript, and Minify CSS, along with this problem, which is differ parsing of JavaScript, are solved. We've got another warning, which is put CSS in the document head. Occurs when the CSS file would be given out of its own tag, which is the head tag. For example, if you put it in the body tag. In order to remove this problem, it is only necessary for you to put it in the head tag. After that, you can see that this warning changes to the green color, which means no warning or error. Let's talk about the other error, which is enable gzip compression. First, let's talk about gzip. What is gzip? Gzip is there in order to decrease the size of the website, and therefore it can increase the speed of the website. In other words, this function can reduce the size of the files to 70%, which is very important for the SEO. gzip reduces two important factors in the website of GT metrics. The first one is page load time, and the next one is total page size. So by removing this warning, we can optimize these two parts as well. Okay, how to remove this problem? If you use WordPress, you can go and download and install the plugins, the WP Rocket or W3 Total Cache. Okay, let's go to the panel of our WordPress. And in the search bar, I can type W3 Total Cache like this. As you can see, this is the plugin. Down there, you can see it has more than 1 million active installations. This plugin automatically puts some codes in .hdxs file, and remember to enable coding to .hdxs to this plugins as well. And where to enable it, you can go to the setting and the plugin, and then you can do it. The other way of activating gzip is to go to the host of your website, and manually you can put the code and the file .hdxs. Now I'm going to show you where you can browse your .hdxs file. The host panel of mine in public underline HTML, you can find the file .hdxs here. You can right click on it, then edit. You can add the codes I just showed you here in this part. You should do it manually. Then you are able to activate gzip and add it to your website. The rest of these warnings can be done by yourself because we do not have sufficient time to talk about each of those problems. And in case if I want to talk about all the errors and problems in page speed, which belongs to Google, and Wislow, which belongs to Yahoo, there won't be any time to talk about the other sections of SEO. I hope you like this video. Good luck. Hello everybody and welcome to the new video tutorial on SEO. In this video we are going to talk about the other elements that can boost the speed of your website. The first thing we are going to mention here in WordPress is to install a plugin which is for managing the cache. The WordPress pages are shadowed in dynamic way, which means in every view they are gonna be analyzed and processed. This process need more analysis when a lot of users are entering the website. So it may cause to slow down the website or the page of yours. Because of all these things, we suggest you to install and activate a plugin for managing the cache. You know that cache and the user's explorer can speed up from 2 to 5 times the website opening. With this, actually, instead of loading the page, the cache files gonna be shown. Therefore, the speed is gonna be shown very obvious for the users. And therefore, this cache is gonna be shown to the other users as well, like the saved page or the saved content from different cache from different users explorer. The plugin we suggest you to install is WP Super Cache. You can search it in the bar like this, WP Super Cache. Here it is, and then install. After installing, you can activate it. Okay, now let's go to see the other ways to increase site speed. One of the ways of speeding up your website is to optimize images to speed up. If you go and watch the videos in the images part, we talked about optimizing images of your website, and you can get the fully description and explanation about it. Now let's go to the third way, which is to create a lazy load ability for images, or BJ lazy load, which is the plugin for it. This ability is for loading the images at the bottom of the page only when the user is scrolling down the web page. It means that at the beginning, when the user surfs the net and open your website, all the images are not going to be loaded, and only if the user scroll the mouse down for seeing the other part of the content, in case there is the image is going to be loaded, so that can speed up your website. And as I mentioned, one of the most important and useful plugins for it in WordPress is BJ Lazy Load. The last but not the least is to keep your WordPress site always updated. It means that you need to update your WordPress, as you know that the WordPress, because of its being open source, always get the up-to-date files, and every updated file is going to improve and remove the bugs from it. Those improvements can be giving some more options or giving some segments in order to be updated all the time. Of course, the same story is always there for the plugins and the skins. Since you are the owner of the website, you have to be the responsible for updating WordPress and its plugins. In case you're not updating your WordPress, you may encounter some bugs. And of course, you may encounter some problems related to the safety and the other stuff like optimization, etc. For updating, you need to go to the panel of your WordPress, updates. Here, when you open it, you can see the latest version of the WordPress as well as the latest versions of the plugins, all the plugins that you have installed and activated so far. Let's go to the other way in order to increase your site speed. The other way is using the abstracts on the homepage and archives. WordPress by default show all the archived messages and contents of a website. Okay, this one can cause to slow down loading the pages and the homepage categories, tags, and other pages of archives. Therefore, the users are not interested in visiting the website anymore. That can affect on the number of visited pages as well as the dwell time of the. In order to avoid this, it is better for you to use the abstracts on the homepage and the archives. And for doing this, you need to go to the panel of your WordPress and the setting. You can select reading here. In this part, for each article in a feed show, instead of the full text, you can choose summary. That's it. The other item for increasing the site speed is to split commands into multiple pages. When you see a lot of commands on a page, it means that there are a lot of users who are dealing, who have visited the website, and it is a positive point. On the other hand, it has a negative effect as well. Because of adding more contents, the loading may encounter to be down in the speed. But WordPress, for dealing with this problem, has an interior setting configuration. For doing this, you go to the setting, then the discussion is what you select here. As you see, this one is unchecked. You need to check that, which is break comments into pages. By default, it is on 50 comments, but it is better for you to reduce that. After doing this, you need to save the changes. Okay, now let's go to the other way. Here we have a very good point, which is using the content distribution networks. That is easy for you to get aware. But what I'm going to talk about is not uploading your videos directly to WordPress. In WordPress, you're able to upload the video directly on the host and then to play it with HTML5 and Explorer. But please don't do that. As you are aware, hosting the videos need with the vast bandwidth. And of course, it can cause you to have and invest more money on it. And even if the price is not important to you, or you may use the unlimited hosting, probably by consuming a lot of bandwidth, your website may be penalized and your hosts would be going to be suspended. But remember that embedding is one of the options that WordPress has. And when you share your videos on the video sharing websites, you can embed the related code on your WordPress. Okay, let's go to the other way to increase the site speed, which is using optimized skins. Whenever you're going to select a skin for your website, try to pay attention to the loading speed. Most of the beautiful skins got a low optimization programming, therefore they need more time to be loaded. So actually your website is gonna be very slow. So we recommend you, instead of using those complicated skins with a lot of animation, use a simple skin with very fruitful and useful plugins. Okay, the next one for increasing your website is to use the slide fast plugins. Sliders are part of your websites that normally slow down the speed of your website. And even if those sliding have been optimized because of low quality of the programming and coding, it can cause a lot of waste of time from the user. What we suggest you is to use Soliloquy as the plugin in the WordPress. Okay, let's go to see what other ways are there in order to boost the site speed. Yes, here it is, using the Fast Gallery plugin. What is it? If you own a website which is only photos, your website is based on the photos or images, for sure you need to use a plugin for a gallery in order to show your images and photos in your website. Using an optimized gallery plugin plays a very important role in your website, especially on its SEO. What we recommend you is the Envira gallery, which is one of the most successful gallery plugins in WordPress. Actually, this plugin can let you show your photo gallery in a very optimized way and the highest speed. Okay, what is the next step in order to increase our site speed? One of the other ways is to transfer scripts to footers. Scripts can add more abilities to your website, but using them can cost a lot. One of which is slowing down your website. WordPress by default download the scripts at the beginning of loading. However, this is not necessary at all. By postponing their loading and by transferring that to the footer of the website, you can give your users a better UX or user experience. The good news is that we've got the good plugin for it, which is scripts to footer. Okay, let's see what the other slide of ours have for increasing the site speed. Yes, here it is, splitting long posts and multiple pages. Most of the users often are interested in long and broad posts. And remember that the longer posts get a better rank and rate in the results of searching engines. But posting a long post with images can have a negative effect and influence on loading them. Therefore, the speed can completely come down. Okay, now you can split long posts in multiple parts. WordPress has the ability to split the pages into different parts. This is the post that I have just put here. I want to transfer the content after this page to another page or another part. For doing this, I need to go to the text version of my WordPress. Here you can see the content of your page. You can find the code of the mentioned image. This is actually that code. Here I need to put a code. Pay attention. You need to press enter after the last code of that part. After which you want to split your page. You can send it to the next page. So the code is next page. This is the code. Yes, and this is the code. You need to have the sign, exclamation point, and after that, 2 dashes. And you can write next page without space, and again, a double dash, and you can close it with that little bracket. This is the code I can put for actually the part of my page in which I need the rest of the post to be transferred to the other page. Okay, so after that you need to update that. You can see the content after the images have been transferred to the second page. Okay, the other item is to reduce external HTTP requests. What is it? I'm going to let you know about it. Most of the formats of WordPress are loading a lot of files from the other websites. These can be some scripts or style sheet. Images from like Google, Facebook, Yahoo, etc., or the other websites. Using a limited prescriptive part of it do not make any trouble. Most of these files are optimized in a way that to be loaded faster and easier. But if the plugins can send a lot of requests for it, your website speed can be affected directly. You can deactivate these scripts and the style sheets in order to have a better SEO on your website. Let's go to see the other way, which is to optimize your WordPress database or database. After a passage of time after using a format of WordPress for your website, your database may have a lot of content and information which are not gonna be used anymore. to get a more efficient outcome, it is better for you to optimize your web database. And the good news is that for this, still there is a plugin in WordPress, which is WP-Sweep plugin. With this plugin, only you need a one-click action in order to remove the unnecessary or deleted posts and the unused or useless tags, etc. Okay, the other one is to prevent bandwidth store. If you're making a very high quality content on your website, there are some people who are going to steal those parts or those contents. Maybe it is soon or it is later that it is going to happen actually. One of those ways is instead of uploading your images and content on their website, they will put the URL of the content and the images of your website on their own website. Therefore, they will use your bandwidth in order to load the images. With this way, your broadband actually is gonna be stolen even without having a little tiny part of adding the traffic of your website. For preventing that, you can add this code to the file.htaccess, which can be a kind of prevention from the other websites to steal your broadband or in terms of the images. As you're looking at this code, remember that in the fourth line, instead of example.com, you need to write the domain of your own website. Some of those websites that are always copying the content can use the feed of the website to steal the content of the other websites that needs your attention. Here you need to deactivate the website feed, and here you can show those new posts of yours to be given the feed of website a little after they're being uploaded on your website. If you remember, the file .htaccess is in the host of your website in a public HTML section. Okay, let's go to see what other ways are there in order to increase the site speed. Enabling your gzip compression. It can allow the web servers to compress some of the sources of the websites and then to expose them for the users. This compression is really important and effective. That can reduce the primary size of your website between 30 to 40%. After installing W3 Total Cache, it can also enable gzip on your WordPress. For doing this, you can come to dashboard and the performance part. You can see here the browser cache. You can find it here. In this list, we have enabling HTTP or gzip compression. I just did it before. You can check or uncheck that to reduce the download time for text-based files. Okay, let's go to see what the last item is here. It is upgrading PHP version. Maybe it is too boring to upgrade the latest PHP version for the website, but it is worthwhile because scripts can run with 30% of more speed in the upgraded versions. This can play a very important role in big websites. I hope by doing the items I told you in this video to increase your website. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and good luck. Hello everybody, and welcome to the new video tutorial of SEO. In this season we are going to talk about internal linking for SEO. Actually, internal links is a link that goes from one page of a website to the other page of the same website. So they have a similar address to the main URL of the website, that the rest of the path is going to be added to the main URL of the website. This is why Google can understand that this link is an internal link. Maybe internal linking considered one of the simplest way for SEO of a website. And because of this, a lot of people take it for granted. But don't forget that doing this can have a great, effect on the SEO of your website. Most of people consider the structure of the website to the net of a spider, because those nets of a spider are linked to each other, and the spiders can go anywhere by using those nets and those strings. So in case one of those strings of the net is torn or it is destroyed, for sure the spiders are going to choose another path. Google works exactly like this, and the crawlers of Google, with the help of the links, can use the same strategy for crawling through the pages on the website. So in case if a page doesn't have external or internal link, it means that is a stalemate page. They exactly work like dead-end alleys. Not only are they dangerous for the website, but also they are going to make the users get out of the website, and that is like the exit door for the users. So if you do not consider how to make the website in a good way, and if you haven't paid attention so far to the structure of the web pages, for sure Google is not going to respect the page a lot, and for sure it would be very disadvantageous for the SEO of your website. The fewer exit pages your website has, it would be considered positive points by Google. Those exit pages are going to work the same for the users as well. What is the exit page? The exit page is exactly the last page that a user is going to observe before leaving your website. So if your website and the pages are not, having proper link making, for sure your exit pages increase. So in case if you have more exit pages, you will face more exit rate. And if you have more exit rate, for sure the bounce rate would increase as well. So if you have a good structure strategy for making internal links, you're going to decrease the bounce rate of your website. Let's talk about the difference, the exit rate and the bounce rate, and the quantity of the times that a web page is going to be the beginning of the session for the users to visit. The bounce rate is going to be considered. It is the percentage that shows users haven't moved to another page and they have exited from that page. In other words, the bounce rate talks about the page that you start, and after visiting that, you're going to leave it. But exit rate for one page means that for every single time that a page has been visited, percentage of the times that page has been placed at the end of the session. I guess it is a little hard. Okay, let's have an example to let you know what I exactly mean before telling you the difference between exit rate and the bounce rate. Okay, look at this image. Suppose that in one website, every day only one session takes place. When a user enters your website, one session is gonna be defined for him or her. And in case after visiting the page, the user exits, or after 30 minutes, there wouldn't be any kind of activity, the session has timed out, or the session is ended. So let's imagine from Monday to Friday, only one session every day happens. Okay, now we are going to count the bounce rate for page A, page B, and page C. As I told you, if you start the session with a page and you're going to leave after that, bounce rate is going to be counted. Look at this example. We've got three, A, B, C, 3 pages. Let's see when we start with page A, what happens. I mean, are the users going to leave the website or no? They're going to go to another part. So only one day we start with page A, which is Wednesday, but we don't see actually that the users have left the website. They went to the other page. Therefore, page A doesn't have any bounce rate, and the bounce rate is 0%. But let's consider the page B for the bounce rate, actually, in terms of bounce rate. As we see, on Monday, on Tuesday, and on Friday, we started the session with page B. On Monday, after page B, the other page of the same website has been visited. Therefore, up to here, it is 0%. But look at Tuesday. We started the session with a page B, and after that, exiting happened. This is a bounce rate, okay? Up to now, from Monday and Tuesday, up to now, we have 50% of bounce rate. But on Friday, again, the session started with page B, but the user hasn't left the website, and he went on visiting page C and page A of the same website. So 1 out of 3, page B has the bounce rate. So it is 1/3 or 33%. But let's look at page C. We have only Thursday that the session started with page C, and that one has led to exiting of the users. It means that whenever the session started with page C, it for the user was the last part of the session. Beginning and ending of the session happened. They haven't clicked on another link. So when we say that out of 5, we have only one page C started, and after that exiting happens. So it is 100%. This is bounce rate. But let's see what is exit rate is. Okay, exit rate is the percentage of the times that in the session we have the page, and that page was the last page which has been visited by the users. Let's count the exit rate for page A. Let's see, we have 5 days, but on Monday we have page A, on Wednesday, and on Friday. So there are 3 days on which we have page A. And let's see on which day actually we the users ended the visiting by page A. On Friday, it was the last page that has been visited. It means that 1 out of 3, 1/3 of the time, page A was the last page and exiting happened. So it is 33%. Let's consider page B. We have it on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, and on Friday. So there are 4 days on which we have had the visiting of page B. Now let's consider on which days page B was the last page to be visited and after that exiting happened. On Tuesday, the first and last actually was page B. And again on Wednesday, we can see that page B is the last one. So it means that on the 4 days that we had page B, only 2 of them, page B was the exiting page, was the last page to be visited. So 2 out of 4 means half of it, 50%. The exit rate for page B is 50%. Let's count the exit rate of page C. So first we see it on Monday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, and on Friday. And let's see how many times it was the last one to be visited. On Monday, yes, it was first page B, A, and page C, and then exit, so it is considered 1. On Wednesday, nope. On Thursday, yes, it was like page B, first and last one. And on Friday, nope, because page A was the last one. So again, 2 out of 4, which is half, and it is 50%. There are a lot of reasons for having bounce rate. One of them can be the low quality of the web page. In other words, maybe there is nothing interesting for the users on that page. And sometimes it is not attractive for the users because the content of the page doesn't suit and match the need of the apostrophe or the users. And the other reason can be maybe the user has found what he or she has been searching for somewhere else. And then he would exit the page. Okay, now here we're going to see Google Analytics. Here we want to check the exit rate as well as bounce rate. After logging in the Google Analytics, go to the dashboard and the menu on the left, select behavior, then you can choose site content. Here you can see the table with the heading. Here you can see the exit rate, and exactly beside that you can see bounce rate. Of course, my table doesn't have anything right now, and if you have some pages, you can see different numbers on different parts of this table. This column consists of the pages of your website. And as I told you, when you see the exit, the rate shows you that how many times your page was the last page for the users to visit. But page review tells you that the mentioned page, how many times that the mentioned page have been visited so far. The relativity between this one and exit is obvious. They count it by this column. Okay, and for counting bounce rate, the bounce rate would be calculated with the column entrance. And you've got to know entrance means how many sessions of the users have started with this page. And okay, on this page, Google Analytics, you can analyze the bounce rate, the exit rate. In order to have a strong, very good SEO, you can use this part. Although you may think that what is the relationship between exit and bounce rates to the internal links, I just wanted to say that the internal links are important in order to have a better bounce and exit rate, to have a better SEO. That is very important. That was the beginning of it. I wanted to talk about the importance of internal links in order to have the better SEO. So it was very important for me to talk about the bounce rate as well as exit rate. Don't worry, in the next video we are going to talk about internal links more and more. I'm going to give you a lot of description and explanation as well as the details. Thank you guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and good luck. Hello everybody and welcome to the new video tutorial on SEO. Now in this video we need to talk about the types of internal links and how many types are there to categorize internal links. There are 4 categories I'm going to mention here: header links, footer links, navigation links, and content links. Some of the internal links are considering more importance, and they can be considered important ones in order to have a better credit for the website. So we can say that internal links which are about the content are considered the most important ones. So it means that if I put an internal link in the content, if I use a link that leads into another page of my own website in the content, Google is going to pay more credit validity to that link, in contrast to putting that internal link on the header or the footer or even navigation. So try to be careful in order to put the internal links to the other pages of your website through the content. Nowadays, internal links on the footer or footer links are not going to be considered important at all. They have lost their importance nowadays. It means that if I haven't put an internal link in the content, if I didn't use a link to another page of my own website in the content, instead I used that link in the footer, Google is not going to consider that a very important one. It is not going to put any credit for that. The only positive thing is that for indexing, it is going to help. Nothing more than that. So remember that if you're using the internal links in the footer, there wouldn't be any importance, credit, validity. Sometimes readability of the link is not clear. What is that? It means that sometimes you use very small fonts in order to, make it to be hidden. Sometimes you use the same color as the background for the internal link, etc. Google is not going to consider that. It is like cheating the user because you have tried in order to hide that internal link, and Google is not going to consider those internal links important and with credit at all. So remember that internal links must be readable, must be understandable, must be clear to the users. The other important thing that you need to consider is to link to a specific page with different anchor texts. Anchor texts are those words which can link to the other page, like this one. It can be other words as well. It was an example. Do not use anchor text like anchor text. Don't use. Suppose that you're going to have an internal link on the header, and the word you use for the anchor text is the anchor word laptop. And then in the content, you're going to use an internal link to the same page, but this time the anchor text you're going to use is the word notebook. Remember that the second anchor text is not going to be counted and considered by Google. Maybe you have seen this kind of trick by some website that use some internal links with different anchor texts using different words in order to link from the content, header, footer, etc. to one single page. And they may have thought that would be a good strategy in order to increase the validity or credit of that page, but they should know that it doesn't have any importance. It doesn't have anything to give it a good SEO. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and good luck. Hello everybody, and welcome to the new video tutorial on SEO. We have been talking about internal links, and now we are going to talk about the types of linking inside your content. Actually, there are different ways in order to have internal links in your content. The first and the simplest way is to link one of your posts or articles to the other post or article of your website from the other page of yours. That can be a very good internal link creating, because you're going to choose something which is relevant to the article, and the user for sure is interested in reading the article, and in case there would be something relevant to that article on the other page of yours, you can have the internal link. The user is going to for sure visit that, because the user who is interested in the link is going to be interested in the topic which is relevant to this article. He or she is going to check and visit the other page of yours, and from the other article can have the link to the other maybe article that is going to increase the quantity of visiting of your website, and it is going to increase the dwell time of the users in your website as well. Therefore, the SEO will increase. And the other thing you can do is to put the links of the older articles or posts of yours under creating a new article. I mean, the new articles can be ended, and under that there could be some internal links to the other pages or posts. In this way, actually, those pages of yours which are your favorite or older can be visited again and again. That can boost the older articles. If you do not choose something which is related to the article, for sure the user is not going to be interested in reading those articles as well. And remember, there is another strategy for you to update the old content of yours, and in the content of new posts, you can have the internal links to those old content which have been now updated. This is like giving another chance to the old content of yours. You can boost them, you can increase the visiting rate to those contents as well. Remember that when you update an old article, post, or content, for sure the Google crawlers are going to analyze them again, and they're going to be indexed in the list of search engine results, and that would be a good point for you. You're going to give them another chance again. I do recommend you to update the old content of yours and a regular frequency of time. I mean, frequently you can do them. You can have the schedule for you to check the old content. Maybe they need to be updated in order to have a better SEO. Remember that when you update, you can add a new paragraph at the beginning of the old content. In that paragraph, you can mention why you have updated, and you can talk about the reasons why you wanted to update the old content right now. And of course, you can add more paragraphs, you can add more details, more description, or something that according to the date can make them aware of the new changes of the content about the topic you have chosen in your old content. And the other thing you can do to those old posts and contents, you can add the links to the new posts of yours under those old contents. The other strategy that you shouldn't forget for doing is encouraging the users and the apostrophe of your page in order to click on one link, on one internal link, of course. You can give some details in order to make that person, persuade that person, click on it. Remember that those old-fashioned anchor texts like read more or click here are not going to be attractive anymore. So try to be creative in order to find new ways. Remember that read more or click here. Now, those old-fashioned anchor texts for sure would reduce the click-through rate or CTR. Instead, I use suitable and creative anchor texts. But don't forget, as I told you before, the internal links should be chosen from those articles which are related to the content in which you are using that. Okay, that was the whole thing that I wanted to let you know about linking an article to the other article. Let's go to the next one. The other type of linking inside the content is to link building through anchor text. Remember that one of the most frequent ways of having internal link is those built links through the anchor texts. And this way you're not going to put those internal links directly in the post. Instead of mentioning that straight away, directly, you're going to use some creative anchor texts in order to make your user want to check the other content or page. Because Google pays more attention to the anchor text. Okay, last but not least would be the internal links by images, which mean those images that link. These internal links, these kinds of link building it is like kind of introducing those images to the search engines. As we mentioned before in the other videos about the tags, if you use the alt tag, that would be so fruitful for the SEO of your own website. As we mentioned before in the other season, in any kind of situation that the user cannot see the photo you have uploaded on your page, if the image is not uploaded, it says what the picture was about that the user missed. The other benefit of alt tag is you can categorize it for the search engines, like if you have an image of a nature, and if in the alt tag you use tourism, Google can find out that image is going to be categorized for the tourism and not for the nature. And remember that making links by the images wouldn't be as important as those of previous ones. The other point I'm going to mention is that if in the website of yours there are some pages that make the users have a kind of contact with you, try to use a lot of internal links to that page or to those pages. For sure, there would be some popular pages on your website by which you have received a lot of calls, emails, any kind of contact from the users of yours. Remember that these links can increase the conversion rates of your website. And what is conversion rate? Conversion rate actually is a term that we use to talk about the users who can convert into the customers. So in case if you can change a lot of users to the customers, the conversion rate will go up and more benefits would be given to you and your website. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the content of this video and I hope you liked it. Remember to watch the other videos as well, and good luck. Hello everybody and welcome to the new video tutorial on SEO. In this season we've been talking about internal links, and in this video we're going to mention the benefits of internal links. The first one, as you can see on the picture, is to increase the dwell time. When you have internal links and they are created in a very good way, in a logical way, with the things we talked about before, you can make them see that for sure they are going to spend a lot of time reading different articles, visiting different parts of your website, different pages, and the dwell time will increase. And this is a good fact because it is going to increase the SEO of your website. They not only will surf on the net, being busy visiting different pages of your website, and therefore the dwell time of your website will increase, but also the bounce rate will reduce. You know that they have opposite relevance. In case the dwell time increase, the bounce rate comes down or reduce. Actually, when you're providing the users with different information and you're convincing the users that, okay, you have a lot of things to mention, you've got a lot of information about the things they have searched for, they can find your page very informative and interesting. That means that the bounce rate of your website will reduce. And don't forget, with these items, the user can remember your brand, your website. It would stick in their mind, and it would have a promising future for you, your business, your brand, and your website. The next item about the benefits of internal links is to improve the UE or user experience. If internal linking has been done in a good way and a very, strategical way, for sure, the users are going to get what they have been looking for, what they have searched. It means that you're going to respond to what they have searched for. Your website would be the site that can satisfy them. This means the user experience would be positive. It is going to improve the user experience. The last item here we are going to talk about is that the users can visit your old content, your old articles, your old posts of your website. How? There would be an interaction between the old posts and the articles, and of course the new ones. One of the nice benefits of internal links is that they can make Google fetch and index your content faster. You know that Google robots are looking for some links in order to index the pages. And they're always looking for the new and most modern links. So if you update your website and of course update the linking, especially internal linkings, for sure I'm going to let you know that you're successful in that. So the Google robots will find your pages and your website as soon as possible, and they can index them. And also, according to the links you have put in the content of the pages, the other pages of your website can be indexed and can be shown in the search engine results. So if you do it frequently and most often, you're going to have a great effect on the SEO of your own website. Don't forget that Google is using two kinds of crawlers, robots. The first one is a Freshbot that check your website frequently in a routine, a regular period of time. And the second robot is called a Deep Crawl that checks completely your website monthly. Using good way and proper way of making some internal links can help these two robots to fetch and have access and index the content faster and easier. The other advantage of internal links is to cause, transferring of the credit from backlinks. What is it? I'm going to let you know in details right now. Imagine that one content from a page of your website has been given a backlink from one page of the other website. Consequently, this content from your own website page has been given one credit from one page of a different website. But remember that the credit is not only being given to the content of your page, but also to the other internal links that you have used that content on that page and in the content of yours. So it means that that strange website automatically gave your page and the content as well as the other pages from which you had the internal links and the content, the credit. So the credit is given to every part. It is going to be given to every internal links and the content. The last item in terms of benefits of internal links is the increase of traffic of your website. If you've got a good strategy and a good method with the regulation we have analyzed so far, for sure your website traffic will increase. This can be a good development for your business, for your brand, for your website, for whatever you're trying to do with your own website. Remember that, as I told you before, if the robots of Google are going to check a page of yours, it is not the content only, it is also the internal links. That means the robots are going to check and visit the other pages of your website as well. That can lead to more traffic, more visiting of your website as well as the dwell time. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Good luck. Hello everybody, and welcome to the new video tutorial on SEO. In this video, we're going to talk about the principles, regulations, rules, and some strategies relating to making and creating some internal links. The first one is something that I have told you a lot of times: link to related content. Remember that these kinds of links can have good backlinks. You can have different items or articles related to one item, to one topic. You can categorize them and you can use those internal links in the contents of each of them to each other. But remember, we do not want two articles that are completely similar to each other. They shouldn't be identical as well. What you need to do is to focus on the keywords. It doesn't mean that those two pages should talk about one item. No, the keywords can be related. There should be relevance between the pages. You cannot relate content which is about SEO to a content which is about painting. These two are completely different. Maybe you use one keyword which is used in both of them, but they are not related. I told you, focus on the keywords, but the content should be related. The content should be related. The next item about the principles and the do's and don'ts of making internal links is to manage the number of output links in each page. If you are trying to use too many internal links in one page, remember that the SEO of your website is going to come down too much. In order to have a high quality of internal linking, try to use between 1 to 5 internal links in each page. in order not to reduce the quality of this process of internal linking. Try to be normal in giving internal links. If you have used one internal link of one word, it doesn't mean that you need to use the same internal link to the same word that is in that context or article down there. You have used it, so that is enough. Doing this can make your web page look more interesting to the users. Okay, let's go to the next item, which is using variety of anchor texts. Anchor text has a great effect on internal links as well as the SEO, especially after Google has started using the algorithm of Penguin because they are analyzing those anchor texts more seriously than before. There used to be some cliche words, stereotype words like click here, read more, etc. But nowadays it is better to use keywords and LSI words that can really help you to have a more interesting internal links. And remember, try to be creative for the anchor text. Try to have something that can really attract your users. And a very important note that I wanted to mention here, and I have told a lot of students of mine, is not to change your anchor text when they have been fetched by Google. You know, you've got some anchor text and they have been fetched by the Google and you're going to change it. Come on, don't do it. Don't be silly because that is really destructive since, Google has given credit to that anchor text and that is doing well. So why are you changing it in order to remove it? The next item I wanted to mention is to disseminate the links and the content and the text. It is better to have different parts of the text to carry the internal links. In this way, you're going to have a better result. Remember that different parts got different positions. For example, those internal links which appear above would have more credit, more importance, and those internal links with anchor text containing more than two words are more likely to be given the click. And of course, try to use the tags of H3 and H4 because they can have great effect in internal linking. The other thing, guys, which is really important for you to obey is to avoid broken links on your website. This is going to reduce the credit, the validity of your own page. And Google would consider that a negative point for your web page of your website. For knowing about what broken links are, you can go to your Google Search Console. In the dashboard, you can find crawl, and in the categories, you can choose crawl errors. Then you can see the not found tab, and here the pages that include the broken link or bad links or whatever that leads into the error 404 will appear here. They're gonna be listed here, and you can see them. By clicking on each of them, you can have more details about them. You know, the error 404 happens when the server is not able to find the source. It doesn't mean that it is not connected to the server. Of course, it is connected to the server, but that content cannot be found. Remember that it is the crawlers of the Google that can understand what broken links are in your web page, because they know that this internal link or backlink would go for the error 404. Therefore, those links are going to be considered broken or bad links. I have told you a lot of times that try to sign up a Google Search Console account and try to take the advantages, try to use the benefits of it in order to have a better SEO of your website. And in case you are not using Google Search Console, and if you're using WordPress, you can use the plugin Broken Link Checker. And here you can find out about the broken links of your website. The next item as one of the most important principles is not to use the no follow attribute on your internal links, because there is no use for it, there is no effect here. Although there is no disadvantage as well, if you have the authority to choose, it is better not to use them. So always pay attention when you're giving internal links. Try to check that it is not no follow, because if it is not like that, you can make the stream, you can connect and relate different contents from different pages of your website, and all of them can simultaneously boost and increase in the credit. The next item that you have to pay attention to while making internal links is to know about the different face of your internal links. It can be bold, it can use different style and different colors in order to be distinguishable. There is a wrong belief that if you use different colors, the SEO would boost. No, it's not so. It's not true. Remember that the crawlers of Google only consider the CSS files as well as JavaScript files. The last item we are going to talk about as one of the principles or rules you should obey for making the internal link is be completely opposite of those websites that have a lot of internal links to the first or the main page. I have to tell you that has a negative effect on the SEO of your website, and it is not considered something good. So you have to be completely vice versa. I mean, you should do completely in the opposite way. In other words, the internal links to the internal pages should be more than actually the internal links that refer to the first or the main page. I hope you enjoyed the video, and remember to watch the rest of the videos in the next episodes. Okay, guys, good luck. Hello everybody, and welcome to the new video tutorial on SEO. In this video, we are supposed to show you and introduce a very good plugin in order to make good links. If you have installed the plugin Yoast SEO and you're trying to work on the SEO of the content as well as your website, if you haven't put any links, it will let you know, and it also alarms and warns you to use at least one internal link in case you haven't used any. This action by Yoast SEO will confirm what we have talked about internal links. In other words, it will tell you that how important internal links are for the SEO of your website. Maybe you will ask, why we don't do it manually and one by one put them in the content? And why do we have to use a plugin to do it automatically for us? Because if your website contains a lot of content and pages, for sure, having internal links among those pages, those contents, would be something difficult and time consuming. Just imagine you are trying to write a new content, and you have a lot of contents, a lot of pages on your website. It is for sure a hard thing, and it is going to take a lot of time for you to analyze the previous and old contents, old articles of yours in order to know which one or which ones are related to this. So we've got to need the plugin to do it automatically, faster, and simpler for us. You can use the plugin SEO Auto Linker. If your website is done by WordPress, and you can come to the dashboard, the plugin, and the search bar. You can search Autolinker, SEO Autolinker here. Then you can see the results. The plugin SEO Linker appears with the logo. You can see, okay, as you know, we need to install and activate it. So when you do it, if you come to the menu, you can see SEO Auto Linker and the dashboard menu. The function is that you're going to define some keywords to this. So for those keywords, you can choose the link, and whenever you're using that keyword, automatically the internal link is made. In other words, using SEO Auto Linker can let you use some of the defined words, keywords in any kind of posts, article of any page of your own website, be like a link, internal link, and they are related to each other. Okay, how to do it? Click on options. This comes up. Come to site-wide blacklist, and this part here, you can write the URLs of your website that you don't want to be linked. Remember that each line should contain only one single address. In the word boundaries, you can use alternative word boundaries. If you do that, if Unicode characters are used in the content, actually they're gonna be distinguished, and the links can be made automatically. After doing all the stuff and saving it, come to add a new link. Here in this part, you should enter the title here. You do it in order to categorize the different titles for the links of yours. There is nothing it is going to do. And in this part, you can select what the post is about, the type of them. In the keywords, you put the keywords related to that. If you want to choose some keywords, you use comma in order to separate that. And in the URL part, you're actually typing the URL which you want to link from the keywords you just mentioned before. In the link per page, you are trying to mention the number of times on each page or post that you want the URL above the keywords to link. Suppose that in one content, the keyword is repeated for 10 times. So for sure, you're not going to use all of them as the link. You can type here 3, and only 3 of them can be given the internal link. In target part, you can choose the way the user is going to lead to the link. If you choose blank, it means a new tab is going to be shown for that link. Top means a URL is going to be open in a new page. And self means the link is going to be open in the same window. And remember that choosing self can increase the dwell time of the user. If you choose blank or top, so in this way, it means that that session is like timed out and a new session is going to start for the user again. I will recommend you to choose blank. By activating allow self link, you can define whether it is the internal link or not. And the no follow this link item can make that link no follow. And if you do not choose that, it would be do follow. It is better not to check it. And here again we have blacklist, the same as option. Here you choose the URLs on which you don't want to have the link. Okay, let's scroll up to see the allowed post types. Here you can choose the type of the posts for the links. I mean the words that can be the links for that. As you can see, there are posts, pages, and media. After doing all this stuff, you click on save. The auto linking and the WordPress is being done. This means that from now on, every keyword that you chose would link to the URL you mentioned, the number per pages, everything is done automatically without you trying to do it manually. This is a very good plugin to be given the links or to give the links to different posts, article, pages, media of yours, anywhere, anytime with any keywords you mentioned. So in case you're using a WordPress website, I do recommend you highly to download, install, and activate this plugin. Thank you guys for watching this video. That was the last episode on internal links. I hope you enjoyed it and good luck. Hello everybody and welcome to the new video tutorial on SEO. This season is going to belong to backlinks. Actually, the term backlink is a link from your website which is in the other website. In other words, backlinks are the links in the other websites which are leading the users to your website. For example, if in your website on a page you use a link for another website, this link that you used in your content is a backlink to that website. Backlinks are really important for SEO because they show that the website has credits in the other websites as well. Actually, in other words, we can say that the backlinks for the search engines, that would be considered the signal of satisfaction from the users of a website. If plenty of the websites have some backlinks to one website, the search engines can consider that or target website a very useful and valid website with a lot of good information and reliable content. In this case, that website can have the qualification of being indexed as the first page of the results. Gaining backlink is a part of offsite SEO. The process of gaining backlinks is called link building. Some of the backlinks have more importance than the other ones. Having backlinks or follow backlinks from valid websites with high domain authority would be the most ideal backlinks. On the other hand, having some follow backlinks from low domain authority websites or probably spam websites would be considered least important one. It is right that the follow backlinks can transfer the credit of the departure page to the target website, but it doesn't reduce the quality and reliability as well as importance of no follow backlinks. Having no follow backlinks can cause to have a normal and usual consideration of the follow backlinks, and it can play a very important role in branding of the website. In Meta Tech season, we talked about follow links, which are the links which are followed by the search engines, and they have effect on the SEO of the website. And of course, the no follow back links are not gonna be followed by the search engines. Just they are there for users who can click on those to enter the website or web page. So they have indirect effect on the SEO by bringing in the traffic to the website. Consequently, again, I'm going to mention that having no follow back links can make your website to look and perform more normal and the point of view of the search engines, especially Google. In this case, the search engines like Google is not going to consider your web page as spam. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and good luck. Hello everybody and welcome to the new video tutorial on SEO. As you know, we just started talking about backlinks, and this is the second video you're watching that we are talking about backlinks. In past, buying and selling backlinks used to be a normal activity, and almost all webmasters try to buy backlinks from some valid websites with the rank of 4 or 5 in order to advertise their own websites. And although Google had announced that buying and selling backlinks is forbidden, at that time, this was a normal activity and everybody tried actually doing that a lot of times. But the reality was that this activity, buying backlinks from valid websites could help the other sites and could advance and boost them in a developing way. But in the year 2011, Google introduced the Panda algorithm, and most of websites were given some emails from Webmaster Tools or Google Search Console in which it was mentioned to them to remove those interactive backlinks. And after that, the websites using the backlinks were penalized, and a lot of websites got fall in the ranks and rate. And nowadays, most of the webmasters are aware of the danger of buying and selling backlinks, and the professional ones don't do that anymore. But why nowadays buying the backlinks are not sold and bought, and it is not suggested to use it in order to improve and boost the website? As we mentioned before, the search engines got different ways in order to analyze the websites. And they can easily use some algorithms which is specialized for them. And it is really, as I mentioned, simple and easy for them to find out whether a website has done selling and buying the backlinks or not. In addition to that, some of the techniques related to artificial intelligence of Google and the other search engines are encouraging the users in order to introduce those websites who are buying and selling the backlinks illegally, that consequently can make Google penalize the websites which either sell or buy the backlinks. In this photo, you can see an example photo, which is the warning from Google to one of the websites who just has bought or sold the backlinks. Google can easily find out about the background of each website by knowing the backlinks which leads the users inside the website, or even the categories in which the website has been working about. In the latest changes of the algorithms related to Google, using a lot of anchor texts in different pages would be considered one of the wrong and illegal things, and the websites using more than enough, too many anchor texts for sure will be penalized. One of the worst mistakes that users can do is to use the black hat SEO, or using some cheating ways in the website to develop it. But know that the only result this way, using the black SEO, can have would be the fall about the ranks and rates of the website in search engines, as well as making the competitors happy. For instance, buying a very cheap backlink would be one of them. For sure, any cheap, service or material will get a lot of customers. Therefore, you need to notice that when something is cheap, for sure, a lot of people are using it, like a backlink. When a backlink is really cheap, there would be thousands or even sometimes millions of users who are using that backlink. So, to buy it. So you must not trust them. So you, as a person who has bought the backlinks from that website, can be penalized by Google. This process is really easy and simple for a search engine like Google. The other deceit, or cheating you as website holder can do, and Google can find about, is to buy mass number of backlinks. For sure, the interaction between each website with the other website, according to the history of functions and activities of a website, is analyzed by Google. Imagine that you've got a website that in 1 year had only 20 backlinks, but next year you have bought mass backlinks from one website, and you're going to have 2,000 backlinks in the next year. How do you expect Google not to understand this? Although in the past this technique, or let's say trick, was used and a lot of websites could benefit, nowadays your website will get penalized, and it is something bad for you. And sometimes you face free backlinks. Try not to use that, because your website is going to be given the backlinks, from the websites which are not related to your website. The content of those websites are not related to the contents of your website, and it is not something good for the SEO of your website, because with doing this, you're going to ruin the credits and the validity of your website. Next episode of this season, I'm going to let you know about how to use useful backlinks by using white hat SEO. Thank you for watching this episode, and I hope you enjoyed this. Good luck. Hello everybody, and welcome to the new video tutorial on SEO. In this video, we are going to talk about some of the phrases, terms, and some words which are related to backlinks. The first one is link juice. Link juice actually is a term we use for the backlink, which is given from a website to any page of your website. It can increase the rank and rate of your website, as well as boosting the domain authority of your website. The next term we need to talk about right now is anchor text. Anchor text actually is the text by which, by clicking on it, the link actually is given and you can refer and lead to the website. Anchor text has a very important effect on optimization of keyword ranks and search engines. The next one is no follow and do follow links. As we mentioned in meta tag seasons videos, while using a backlink in the other website with the no follow tag, this link is not going to be considered a link juice. Although no follow links doesn't have a direct influence on optimizing the rank of your website, because they are not followed by the search engines and they are there in order to refer actually the users to your website. You can use them for linking to the websites in which you do not trust. As an example, in the comments, when there would be some URLs, those are considered as no follow links. We need to mention that by default all links are considered do follow, so they are considered as link juice. So you need to go for its setting to make some of them no follow. Let's go to the next term, which is low standard links. The backlinks from the websites containing spam or having too many links to the other websites are considered the low standard links because the quality they have is not that high. These backlinks are more disadvantages than being advantages, and the negative points are more than the positive points. So try to avoid these websites. Okay, let's go to the next phrase. Here we have, which is a linking root domains. The number of backlink from one single website to your website is called a linking root domains. Suppose that one website has 10 links to your website. All those 10 are considered one backlink. So the number of backlinks from a single website are not going to affect on the SEO of your website. Okay, last but not least, here we have the final term, which is internal links. Internal links are those backlinks that are not between two different websites. It is inside one website, from one web page goes to the other page of the same website, that actually leads the users from one page of your website to the other page of your website. We have talked about them in a separate season about internal links. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching this episode as well. Good luck. Hello everybody, and welcome to the new video tutorial on SEO. Today, in this video, you're going to get aware of how to get backlinks. The first one, which is easy, the first way is to get friends to the others. When you are friends with the others, you can have a link exchange with them. You can start from yourself and the content of the articles of your pages. You can link to the other websites. You can mention the other links from your own website. This is going to make you be friends with the others, because most of the time, most of webmasters, by seeing this backlink, are going to compensate. They are going to provide you with some backlinks and a link to your website. So do it for a while and be sure that if you are in touch with some valid and right websites, you're going to have good results. But remember, it is better for you to find the websites in which the contents are related to the contents of your own website. Okay, let's go to the next way, which is linking inside your blogs and other websites which are under supervision of yours. You can use the backlinks in your weblogs, and by clicking on that, the users can lead to the main website of yours. It is necessary for you to use the backlinks in the relevant place. The next way is to create guest posts. In the year 2014, Matt Cott, one of those principal managers of Google, announced in one article under the title of Fall of Guest Posts that guest posts are not as strong as past, and they're not going to have the ability they used to have because of the spams and misuses by some of users and websites. But this is still one of the strongest tools for advertising and of course network marketing. And still, guest posts are one of the most powerful tools to create backlinks. Guest posts that are done by professional bloggers and the marketing experts in order to boost the traffic of a website. This is a post which is written by the owner of a website, but instead of uploading that article on his or her own website, they will put it on the articles or the news of the other websites, but in return, he or she wants that website to give his or her own website the link. Guest posts can be created in two different ways. Either you post on the other's website and you create the contents on the other websites, or maybe the others are going to post their own content on the part which is related to your website. It is like a two-way avenue. Creating guest posts can be beneficial for both the guest and the host, but you need to consider the SEO regulation and the principles we have mentioned about SEO. Okay, the next way, which is a very important one, is social network. Social network plays very strong role in giving the backlinks to your own website. This one has more points and more positive things in contrast to the other items. Be sure that in the profile of your social network you've got a link which is a backlink to your website, and remember to update your content often. Social networks can not only be good for the SEO of your website, but also they can help you make your business a brand, or your production a brand on social networks, and they can easily introduce your brand to the other users. The next way to get backlinks is to comment on blogs which are related to the content in your website. This one is to With studying and reading the posts which are related to your business, try to answer in a very academic and fundamental way, and therefore you can add the link of your website in order for them to take a visit. But remember, as we mentioned, actually no follow comments, cannot have any effect on the backlinking. But the do follow comments can improve the SEO of your websites. The backlinks can help your SEO to improve. But remember that even if the comments are no follow, there would be an advantage for you that can lead the other users to your website. The other one is taking part in different forums, participating in forums, but remember that the forum and the topic of the forum should be related directly to the content of your website. Mostly in the forums, questions are asked and answered. In case you are helpful to some of them, for sure, you are going to be considered an important person there, and by helping the others, you are gonna be considered a professional one in that area. So by being professional, more credit is gonna be given to you. Spending some hours during the week and analyzing the questions in the forums in order to answer proper way to those questions can be really helpful, because at the same time you are presenting in the field, you are professional to the others, and also you can make them lead and visit your website. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Okay guys, good luck and thank you. Hello everybody, and welcome to the new video tutorial on SEO. One of the most important ways of getting and gaining backlinks is to create and generate actually very strong and reliable content. By generating strong and reliable content, you can have a lot of users and they give backlink to your website. But what are the features of strong and reliable content? The first one is to generate content regularly. For example, if you have a website and daily you're posting 10 articles or 10 posts, you need to continue this way like that. And even if you are posting a content only once a week, you should continue that as well. And if you want to get full benefit, you should even arrange the times. For example, if you post a content every day, for example at 4 o'clock, you should do it at the same time and the same way. In fact, your website must contain the dynamic way of producing and generating content. But in some trades and business, generating content is a very difficult process, or maybe there is no possibility to generate or create content. The good news is that Google has thought about these situations as well. If there wouldn't be enough contents around the keywords of yours, or there would be few of those articles, Google will not expect you a lot. The expectations from Google or search engines would be in a low capacity, but this situation can be a good opportunity for you to precede your competitors. The next item for generating strong and reliable content is to generate proprietary content. The content you're trying to publish or post to should be actually executively for you. It means that content is exclusive content which is published in your website. Actually, it should I mean, the idea of the content should come from your own mind. Sometimes it happens that you can translate a content from some other websites from the other languages, and in case it happens for the first time, I mean, you are the first one to translate that from the other languages into your mother tongue. That can be considered the unique and exclusive content as well. But never try to copy or select the content from the other websites, because Google can easily find out about it, and the content you're posting which has been copied from the other website is considered without any validity or credit. And remember that in the latest updates from Google algorithm, even when you change some words to their synonyms, Google can easily realize that, and that is considered a copy as well. Okay, let's go to the next item, which is to generate reliable content. This is a very important thing to pay attention, that you are trying to generate content for the users of yours and not for Google. In other words, the users can rely on the content of yours. This is going to build up a trust from the users, and they for sure are going to give your website some backlinks since you're not lying them. The other factor that you have to consider for generating the content in the era of technology, it is very necessary for you to create new and up-to-date content. If you're trying to generate the content that is old-fashioned or expired, the CTR, click rates, and also return rates are going to be considered and counted as well, in case the results of analysis wouldn't be satisfying for the Google. And Google search engine results, you're gonna be given very low and improper rank. The next item we need to consider for generating strong and reliable content is to observe visual issues in the content. Using proper images can be a good ambition for the users to read and to be more interested in following your content and articles. This can make your article to be given backlinks from the users, and even this fact can affect on sharing your content in social media. The images or the visual issues can attract more users because it is going to reduce the fatigue or tiredness while someone is reading the article of yours. One of the nicest way for producing a content to be given backlink is to use infographic. Put a link to your website and embedded code of the infographic in order to get sure that by sending that infographic, you're gonna be given backlinks. When you're generating some complicated or complex information, you can use charts, because charts can make them easier for the readers to understand and realize. Remember that even videos with good quality and in a smart way can be shared on social media by the users because they have good quality, good content. And that would be interesting for the users to watch that, and of course to share that with their followers or the other friends of theirs. The other point that is clear nowadays is that users are more likely to watch the video instead of reading a content. Even some videos can be watched more than once, for some more times than once, which leads to having in the mind of your brand by the users. And remember to set a copyright regulation for the images, videos, infography, etc. of yours, that if a user is going to republish that again, he or she would have the backlink for the website of yours. Note that setting the copyright is free, and only by writing a simple code you can access that. And the other fact that you have to pay attention is to have good statistics and information about the content. In other words, the content you're trying to generate should be based on the statistics and detailed information to make the users feel more reliable to that. Smart analysis, for sure, present unique, exclusive, and true statistics and information. In this circumstance, if a person tries to use your article or scientific content on their own website, by giving the reference, he or she needs to use the backlinks to your website. Essays, articles, and content with high quality and convincible outcome should present very chic and detailed information and statistics in order to answer all the vital questions that could be in the mind of the users or the readers. So try to put credit for your apostrophe. Researched content can be done in a long process, and it will take more time, but it will have for sure a lot of backlinks. That's it. Okay guys, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Good luck, and wait for the other videos of ours.